That, huh?
Yep, what can I say? So, okay, so why come to Burlington, North Carolina for a comic book convention?
Well, because Mike is a nice guy. And he invited me to come down because I haven't been here a long time. And I'm excited because I've never really done a convention here before.
Okay, but you've done comic book conventions before.
Yes.
That's figured as much, but I had to ask the question.
Sure.
Okay, okay. So is this your first time to come to a first ever type of comic book convention like this?
Well, in this area, yes.
Okay, but you've been to like first.
The major shows, I was in Winnipeg, Canada over the weekend for a comic convention. A week before, I was in Columbus, Ohio. So I do the conventions when I can. But sometimes I enjoy going to the small towns because there are fans that can't go to a big comic convention, so they get a chance to come to the small convention and interact with the celebrities.
Makes sense, and obviously it gets fans that you didn't really wouldn't normally get to meet, so it's always a good thing. So, so have you ever been to this area then before?
Not to my knowledge, no.
I'm from Kansas, so this is all new to me too.
Kansas. I don't think you find any tornadoes here.
I knew it was coming. And of course, what's the next thing that everybody talks about when it comes to Kansas and tornadoes? And then, of course...
Well, in California, we have 4 seasons. We have the earthquake, flood, the fires, and the mud.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in Monterey.
Really?
Yeah, my dad's retired Marine, so we were stationed there for a year, and got stationed in Japan, and they're like, we want to have a baby, but we don't want to pack her up and move her to actually have the baby. So they're like, well, okay, we'll wait till we get in California. So it worked out well. So,
Wow.
so is it, obviously you've been down in the South then before, but is it still kind of interesting and different, especially being in one of the smaller towns?
Well, I love the Southern people, especially important to me is the hospitality and the people that are friendly, because I've been around the world 7 times. And it's very important about how the people treat you. In this town, everyone seems friendly and they seem very genuine. And to me, that's very important because, you know, that's something you don't forget.
Yeah, makes sense. What do you think about Michael and Joseph's plans for the convention? Are you excited? Is there anything particularly different about this one compared to other ones you've been to?
To be honest with you, I really don't know who to vote for because our country is in trouble and we need to take care of our country. So I know you're grinning while I'm talking to you. So
that wasn't the question I asked. That's all. That wasn't the question I asked.
Sorry. Okay.
Oh, I understand. I wasn't sure how to specifically change.
What was the question?
What do you think about Michael and Joseph's plans for the convention?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the politician.
No, I didn't figure you really wanted to get
well, that's
on politics.
Something he needs to answer that question because I can't speak for Mike. So
well, no, I'm saying, what do you think about their plans for the convention?
I think it's great. I think they're going to have a great show. They're going to have a great attendance. People are going to come from all over because it's good to have a comic convention in this town because it's great for kids, people to come because they get a chance to see comic book artists, get to see comic books, get to see the celebrities, and also to make a connection with their fantasy when it comes to comic books and also art.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Oh, no, I completely understand. It was just one of those, I don't know how to change this.
Yeah,
I didn't, realistically, I figure the people who are going to be watching this video they're more interested in comics than the politicians, and most of them can't vote to begin with.
Well, it's kind of like a double-fold issue because it's a big factor now, the politics, because everybody's tuning in because of all the controversy going on. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and we just had Palin here today, so it should be interesting to say the least. We've got a bunch in the paper tomorrow about her, so I was glad. I was like, hooray, I'm a cops reporter. I don't have to go cover it. So. Are there any particular events you're looking forward to, or anybody in particular you're looking forward to meeting at the convention?
Just being there and see who comes in and just greet everyone because you never know who comes, who shows up, and basically just having a good time.
Makes sense. What was your original interest in acting as the Hulk? What was your original interest in the role?
What do you mean, original interest?
Like, what actually got you interested in playing the Hulk?
Well, my whole life I used to read Hulk comic. I was a Hulk my whole life. So I came to California because I was training for the Mr. Olympia competition. And because I competed with your favorite governor. So apparently I got a phone call that had a screen test. And I said I really want to be the Hulk because nobody could play the Hulk better than I could. I went down for the screen test. It was like a dream coming true. And I knew it was a wonderful character. And I was the only one to understand how that character should be portrayed.
Makes sense. Are you still as interested in the Hulk after playing the roles and all that
Oh,
kind
sure,
of stuff?
because the last Hulk movie I did the voice.
I saw
was
that.
in the movie, and the legacy continues like after 30 years. And they're all going to make more Hulk movies that come out with eventually called The Invention. Because the Hulk one of the characters in The Invention. But the interesting thing about the Hulk is power. Children, people, all of us like power. And all of us have a little Hulk inside of us. That's why we never age. It doesn't matter what generation it's involved with.
Okay. Let me make sure, because this only films for 10 minutes, so... Oh, yeah, I'm good. What is it like to have such a following after all these years?
It's great because I got a chance to do King and Queens for 7 years.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
And I got a big movie coming out for DreamWorks called I Love You Man. It was directed by John Hamburg. He did Meet the Fox, Meet the Parents. This is with Jason Segel, Rashida Jones, Paul Rudd, and because I like doing comedy. But the beauty about the Hulk is that it enabled me to keep my longevity. Because no matter where I go, no matter how many movies I do, everybody would know me as the Hulk, which I think is a wonderful thing. And the beauty about the Hulk is green, and green neutral and appeals to every nationality, every race in the world.
Yeah.
There's no prejudice.
Very cool. Is there anything you would like to say to fans or people who are possibly coming to the convention on Saturday?
Yes, I would like to say that if I was a kid, I would give anything to go meet someone like myself, go to a convention, because 40-some years ago, I had nothing. I fantasized. The beauty about a convention, you don't fantasize, you get a chance to go to the convention and you make contact with the comic book artist. Like, for example, if you have a favorite comic book, you can actually talk to the artist and you could, talk about illustrations. You can also talk about your feelings about the comic books. And also it gives you great hope. And it's very exhilarating because it gives you a lot of excitement because it's positive. It's not negative. And comic book is story, very educational. It's better doing that, getting involved with comic convention, going to it, than get involved with drugs.
Yeah, very, very true. So, okay. Is there anything else you wanted to add? That's my.
I'm just looking forward to have a good time here in this town. And I'm glad that all the politicians have left.
What do you think about being in town at the same time of Hank Aaron Jr. and stuff?
Who?
Hank Aaron Jr.? Apparently.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know who he is either. I figured you would. I'm 23. I don't know. Apparently
No,
he's
also,
an artist.
No, also I want to say that
I think he's a musician.
now I'm a deputy sheriff in
I saw
California.
that.
Yeah.
In 2006, you were.
Right. I went through the academy, but I enjoyed traveling and meeting, my brothers, like deputies and sheriffs and everything. So I commend anybody that involved with the sheriff's department that, because it's about protecting our country. So I enjoy giving back because my favorite thing is protecting life and property.
Did you ever look into doing the military? Did you ever look into doing the military?
Not really, because I was bodybuilding, I was training for competition.
Yeah.
But I do work with the SWAT team.
Ah, interesting.
And I do shoot with the military.
That's good.
The helicopters, the Black Hawk, I do give my free time to go to visit some of the military bases in California.
Very cool. Yeah, I guess my dad was stationed at Fort Ord, which apparently no longer exists.
Or what is that?
Fort Ord. I don't know.
Okay.
And my always thought was I born on or in a fort? Because you're born in a city, but I don't know. It was this whole thing growing up, but very cool. That was really all I had for you. I know you've been busy and you've got a bunch of stuff that you've got to do, and I'm sure you probably want to take a rest. So,
No problem.
thank you very much for talking.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me interview.
Yep.